Hi, thanks for watching. This is Hito from HITOSTAR.com. Today I'm going to be speaking about solar eclipse in Cancer on June 20th and 21st, 2020. So here we are. We have a big event in the sky. It's a new moon in Cancer, but this time it's a solar eclipse. Eclipse is the biggest event in the sky you can experience throughout the year. And we have 3 big eclipses in a row this summer. And this is the second eclipse. We just had a lunar eclipse in sign of Sagittarius on June 5th and 6th. And I talked all about that in the last video. But now we are welcoming this solar eclipse in Cancer. Eclipses are the big endings and beginnings. So you might experience some big change in your life. I'm sure you can feel this intensity in the air, both in the news and also for your personal life on a personal level. So what is happening to you right now? It might be a change that's happening since the last few months ago, because towards the eclipses, things change dramatically to change your life. So you might be experiencing some events that are unusual to you, unusual events that you feel like something is definitely happening. And this can happen physically or emotionally. So you might feel like you're having an emotional roller coaster, because eclipses are the wild cards. They can bring you big changes, huge transformations in your life. And physically, you might be detoxing a lot of things that you feel tired or you feel like sleeping more. That's very normal. If you've been feeling that way, that's just how we usually go through this eclipse season, and you're not the only one. I have so many clients who are reporting that already. So whatever that's happening to you right now is to make your life much better, to take you to a different level in your life. So the eclipse is a special version of new moons and full moons. This time the moon is in sign of Cancer, the sun is in sign of Cancer. They are conjuncting. There is something called nodal axis, which is also called North Node and South Node, or dragon head and dragon tail. There is a whole myth about this, about a dragon. But so when this part comes on top of the new moon, that's an eclipse. So this time it's happening in the sign of Cancer. This solar eclipse is very, very, very powerful, because there are 3 reasons. North Node that I just explained is conjuncting the moon and the sun within a 1 degree, which is very, very close. So as close as the nodal axis is on top of the moon, that's how powerful it becomes. And this time it's very close. So the second reason is that the eclipse happens only a few hours after a summer solstice. So I'm sure many of you know what summer solstice is. Summer solstice is one of the 4 big changes in a year. That's when the sun goes into sign of Cancer, which happens on June 20th. So we have 4 points in so we have 4 powerful points in a year. That's spring equinox, summer solstice, and autumn equinox and winter solstice. Those 4 points are the time when things change dramatically. Because these are happening in signs called cardinal signs, they tend to bring a lot of actions, initiating something. So this summer solstice has a power of initiating something, making a fresh start. And this time it's amplified with the eclipse, so it is really, really powerful. A lot of people do meditations on eclipses and equinox. It is a great way to receive messages and insights and downloads from the universe. It is much easier than usual, and I usually feel so much energy that I was actually wondering why around this time always I feel this way. Even before I knew about astrology and all that, I was feeling this energy. And there it is. It's because of the solstice, and we are all part of the nature. The third reason of why this eclipse is so powerful is because it's happening on a point called world axis. So world axis is a 0 degree, very first degree of 4 signs: Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries. So this time it's happening in Cancer. So those points are very powerful. Those are the when something happens on a world axis, there are usually many events that happen on a public stage. So the last time when we had this solar eclipse on the exactly the same degree was 9/11. I'm just mentioning this because it is an interesting point from astrology. So last time this happened was in June 2001, and the 9/11 happened right after that in September. So it is it does look a little bit similar because of Saturn-Pluto aspect that we are having right now. There is that kind of change happening that's similar to the time around then. The interesting thing is when we experience something big in the news, something big worldwide, that's when we really change our consciousness. That's when we change things in our personal life on a personal level. You know, the big events in the news, anything that's happening outside of you, make you realize what's really important. And certainly we've been going through this with the pandemic and the demonstrations that's happening right now. That's really making you think of what's really true. What am I here to do? What can we all do together? So that's really the key message here right now. And as much as we do want to focus on the things outside, it is a great wonderful opportunity to look inwards and look into what's really happening inside of you. What is the big change in your life? Because we never experienced this much change, this much revolution in the world, and that's really related to your revolution. So think about that and just watch what's really changing in your life. And it's really important to detect that and start to apply these ideas to change your life inside out. So this eclipse is happening in sign of Cancer. Cancer is a sign of home, family, close people, friends, relatives. Your home, meaning your homeland or home country, nation. So anything regarding to those topics amplified at this eclipse, and you might be feeling something around there. There might be some big changes around those topics. And Cancer is also a sign of emotional security. So you might be looking into what is your emotional security, and what are the people that I feel secure and safe being with. We can't really be with a lot of people right now, but who are really important to you, and how do we want to connect with them? So that's why we've been seeing a lot of emotional things happening in the news, and we do feel that way just by watching a lot of things. So that's totally related to this sign of Cancer. And me myself is actually born as a Cancer. my birthday is coming up in July. My birthday is July 17th, and so I do understand about how Cancer people feel, and it's about making making your space safe and creating a safe environment and nurturing yourself and others. So it is a great time to take care of yourself, great time to take care of others, but Cancer people tend to take care of others before taking care of ourselves. So we want to make sure that you are taken care of first. Okay, this month we still have big emphasis on retrograde planets. Retrograde is when planets go backwards. They actually don't go backwards, but they look like they're going backwards where we are on the Earth. So we just had Venus, Saturn, Jupiter retrograde in May, and now this Venus is going forward on June 25th, which is a great news. That's the time things regarding to money, finance, love relationships, relationships in general, beauty, things regarding to that can go forward, meaning something that you have been looking inward, you might find some answers, some clarity around those things. And right few days before this Venus going forward, we have this another planet, Neptune, going retrograde. That's on June 23rd. And most importantly, we have Mercury's retrograde starting on June 18th, and that goes on until July 12th. Mercury's retrograde is probably the most known retrograde. This planet, Mercury, is a lot to do with conversations, communications, transportations, things to do with internet, phones, electric devices. So we have been already in the shadow time since June 2nd, and so we might be already experiencing things regarding to this. And so if that happened to you, things to do with breaking your phones or some miscommunications, misconversations, misunderstandings, that's been happening for a while now. And now we're going into the real retrograde time. But retrograde is always not bad time. So people tend to think, oh my god, Mercury's retrograde, the world is gonna end. No, retrograde time is not to make your world end. It's really a time to look inward, look back and redo things. So anything that starts with re, redo, reunion, whatever you come up with. So those things are really good to do right now. So we can take advantage of this time to look into some documents that you haven't finished, look into some conversations you haven't finished, look into some emails that you haven't really replied yet. Those things are always good to do. And another thing that happens on Mercury's retrograde is you tend to hear from people in the past. So you might hear from them, or you might think of them, and you might be the one who actually contact them, or you might run into each other, which is kind of impossible right now in New York, but you might actually encounter on a social media or something. So when that happens, the important thing is to look into how you feel about the reunion, how you feel about the person, because Mercury and the universe is trying to tell you a message. And the message is really just for you, so you are the one who needs to listen whatever it is. So when you talk to someone from the past, you might realize, oh, this person is actually different from what I thought, or oh, I used to get along with this person, but now I feel like I'm such a different person, or this person might be on a different page, or maybe you actually like them more. It really depends on the situation. So whatever the message for you, whatever the realization, insights for you, is the message from the universe, particularly just for you. Another thing that's happening at this new moon eclipse is we have Mars, a planet of fire, squaring. It's a 90-degree, very intense degree to the moon and the sun. So this was actually happening on the last eclipse on June 5th and 6th, and we certainly saw a lot of fire happening in the news, and Mars is a lot to do with aggression, so that was showing a lot. But this is happening on the personal level as well. So if you have been feeling a lot of anger or aggression, or it could be a sexual drive, that's because of this planet Mars. And this planet is in the sign of Pisces, conjunct with Neptune. So that's a lot of healing energy. It's a lot of artistic, creative, spiritual energy. So it is a great opportunity for us to use it into music, art, healing, spirituality. If you are any kind of healers, therapists, musicians, dancers, artists, use this energy into creating art, because those things are the higher forms of using this energy. So we also have another event at this eclipse. We have the moon and the sun in conjunct, quincunx to the planet Saturn in Aquarius. So this angle is called quincunx. That's 150 degree, but it's a little bit awkward position. And the planet Saturn is a lot to do with learnings, and it's about some challenges. So and it's in sign of Aquarius, which is a lot to do with learning new technologies, learning new ideas, and facing realities in those things. And also it's a power of people, power of collective energy. So this can be a revolutionary energy, but there is some kind of efforts that you need to make that revolution. So whatever that is for you personally or collectively, this is happening in a big way because it's amplified with the eclipse. So if you feel a little bit challenged, if you feel things moving slowly, too slow, and that's because of this Saturn. And it's always good to make things, do things little by little, be humble, and do whatever you can do right now. So these three planets, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, have been conjunct in sign of Capricorn and Aquarius. So that's the main event that is bringing us a lot of changes with the pandemic and demonstrations. And this is still going on. And there might be some things that you might feel unfair, and you might feel challenged just in general, but those are the things that will eventually bring some big change and gifts, rewards to your life. Because these two planets, Saturn and Pluto, tend to give you some challenges, like real challenges. But then what they bring you at the end, they both bring long-lasting success. As much as we feel like we are challenged, there will be a reward at some point, and this whole situation is not gonna last forever. So just think about that, and keep doing what you are doing, keep making efforts, even if it's just like looking into yourself, looking inwards to find truth in your life, that's very important to do, right? Thanks so much for watching again. So this time I finally got this new webcam, and that's what I'm using to make this video. So the screen might look a little bit different. My camera quality was so bad, but now this is a little bit better, so I'm glad about that. And yeah, in New York right now there are many demonstrations happening. I'm sure you've been watching on the news. So because all the places are opening now, or reopening in the city, the atmosphere is pretty nice. Everyone seems much happier, and we have some restaurants opening, and just it's nice to see our neighborhoods coming alive again. But because of this eclipse season, we still probably see some big changes this month and next month. So please do watch out with whatever is gonna happen, and do stay safe, because this pandemic is not over. I don't think it's over at all. So just, you know, while the supplies are here, please do get ready for whatever that's gonna happen, and I am doing the same. And keep working on yourself and whatever you are doing. So a lot of people are making so many big decisions right now. It's like life-changing decisions, and I certainly feel that for myself as well, and it's a big change for me too. And I'm working on my music. I've been doing this for a while now, and I am hoping to release my singles, all of them this summer. There's 3 of them, and I just worked with amazing music engineers. They are sound engineers. They do mixing and mastering. The person who did mastering on my music worked with David Bowie's album recently, and I'm really blessed to work with all these people that are world's top. That's basically the reason I came to this city, but sometimes it's still very surprising and shocking in a way to be able to work with them. And yes, and I do want to get a Grammy Award at some point. So I am putting this out here, so I'm gonna manifest it at some point very soon, I hope. If you like this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your comments. I love interacting with you. Thank you so much for watching again. I am wishing you a beautiful new moon and solar eclipse in Cancer. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Oh na na yeah, oh na na yeah, oh na na yeah, come to me and feel the body. Oh na na yeah, oh na na yeah, oh na na yeah, talk to me and kiss the body. When I first saw your eyes, my heart was already jumping. It's that kind of feeling I don't wanna take for granted, 'cause you make me feel like